we put in at Revelstoke, and we've paddled for 19 days down to Wenatchee here. My name is Keel Brightman, and I am paddling from Revelstoke to the ocean. It will be a source-to-sea attempt.
What we did was we put in below Revelstoke, and we're going from Revelstoke to the ocean, and then around the 14th of April or so, we're going to load back up and go back up to the source and paddle from the source at Columbia Lake near Canal Flats in British Columbia to Revelstoke and complete the circuit. So we aren't doing it in a linear fashion, but we are doing a complete source to sea. My name is Paul Gamache, and I'm paddling the Columbia River from source to sea. There's all these different signs of just things that just aren't right about what's going on with the river. And if you just look at the river in a whole, you wouldn't necessarily see all that. But once you start looking into it and start actually seeing all these different, it's such a large resource that there's so many different, either small or miniature acts of either blatant pollution or just negligence or people just not caring or dumping or waste, that it all feeds into the same thing. It all goes into this basin that's the Columbia River from all these tributaries. And so if you dam up every single tributary and every single reach that goes into the Columbia, all you're going to have is a huge branch of flat water that it's not sustainable. You can't do that. So
it was a great adventure, and I wanted to test myself physically and mentally, and it has definitely accomplished that. But in doing so, I've realized that this used to be a mighty river, and now it is a giant lake that's stagnant and is just a scar upon the land. It is beautiful, but it is not what it was supposed to be and what it ever was for a millennium. And as I paddle down and I see all the waste and the destruction that it has caused, it really makes me feel strongly about the reasons that Paul had started this trip for, that are stated in the website. People should do this. This is something that is worth doing, not necessarily to take a month and a half of your life or 2 months of your life and paddle down the Columbia, but people should challenge themselves, and maybe it would be hard not to appreciate the river if you came out and took a look at it. And so hopefully in doing this, people get to see a piece of it, and it inspires them to come back out and see more of it, so that they have an attachment to something to it, so that they'll protect it, because it is something that's worthy of being protected and would be a shame to be further wasted.